Let's have a look at some of the things that I talked about a few days ago in another video where I explained that I had got a large amount of product from cultpens. There's going to be a discount code at the end of the video. I'll put it in a pinned comment, but I'll also put it in the description. So I'm going to open this, but first of all what I'm going to look at is the pens that I have ordered this ink for. So if I open my little pen box and I take out some of my fountain pens, I think that's most of them. Yes, it is. So I'll close that and put this to one side. Traditionally, I have been a big fan of cartridges. They're so easy to carry around, they're easy to buy. You can pop one or two in your pocket or in your pencil case, and I also keep them in something like this, an old Jacobs & Co.'s biscuit tin. But here I've got Parker pens, Lamy cartridges, some standard BIC international cartridges that I bought in Belgium the other month, and just a selection of things, including that's a refill, a bladder refill for a Schaefer, and there are others around the offices somewhere. So I'll put those to one side, but that traditionally has been how I have purchased and used cartridges. I bought them because they're easy, they're simple to carry, and occasionally I've used something like a standard bottle of Parker or Schaefer ink. This is the Parker Quink. It's a very nice strong black ink and it works very well, and I use it on all my pens. But the other day I decided that was worth treating myself, and so I ordered this package from cultpens. I haven't opened it before. I referred to it as having received it a few weeks ago, and it's been a real effort to not open it beforehand. I know why they've repackaged it with this tape, because I ordered the main batch of things, and then the following night, or the following morning, very late after ordering, I saw something else and I thought I'll have that for myself. So I'm going to open this box in a minute, but the pens that I've got, which are my staple fountain pens, this one is an old Pelikan that was my dad's. It's got the Pelikan clip on there, and then it has the little image of the pelicans in the cap, and this is a refill. So if you look at that, I turn this to open the bladder, watch. So that is open, and this is closing it with an amount of ink in it, and then it's ready to go, and it's a screw closure. So that's my Pelikan. Here I've got my Bauer 388, which I've referred to in a previous video. Last year I did a couple of little shorts about it. It's a beautiful pen, very simple, very much like some of my old Parker fountain pens from childhood, but a fraction of the price. I think I paid about £8 for that one. Keeping on the black theme, a little Kaweco Sport. These are tiny pens. They have that lovely gold medallion to the top of the barrel. Beautiful pens, and they just take a single international cartridge. There we go, I've got one in there, and I don't have any space. You can see that. I don't have any space for another. They just hold the one cartridge, and they are a super little pen. It works very well in my journals, in my Franklin planner, and different things. Here I've got a Schaefer Townsend. It's a beautiful pen, nice and chunky, very broad barrel to hold, lovely cap, and a really nice medium nib on this. I like this pen. It writes for a long time. The ink flow is consistent and easy to use. Something I bought from a pawnbroker's in Mexico City last year is this Schaefer. Really pretty, attractive pen. If I hold it up to the light there, you can see it. Very beautiful. It's got the white spot on the clip, and it just writes a treat. It has also that nice decorative silver square on the end of the barrel, but that acts with these as a clip, so that this, on the basis of friction, is a nice easy fit. Listen to this. You don't even hear it, and that's why I showed it you. And then I've got a Parker. I've got one from my watch boutique, Longines. This Creaks and Creaks I've had forever. I bought it 28 years ago, and it's a really lovely pen. It is a little bit cracked. I see the resin here. At some point I've closed it too tightly. Again, it takes international cartridges, and somewhere on there, I can't quite see it, I've squeezed it too tightly. There it is. And there's a nick on the end of the barrel that is cracked because I'd put too much force in. So I close that very gently. I've got a Schaefer that I bought in 1981 in El Paso, Texas, from a department store. I was hitchhiking through the States from upstate New York over to San Francisco, and I ended up spending a week in El Paso with an American writer and philosopher called Carlos Castaneda. And one day he and I went into a department store, and I bought this for what I think was literally $3 or $4. It seemed a very good bargain at the time, and I've used it, thinking about it now, I've used it for more than 40 years. It's a great pen. One of my favourite pens and the easiest that I have to write with is this Schaefer. Very fine pen, beautiful fine nib. I had dropped it years ago and I needed to have the nib straightened out. I sent it to Andy's Pens. I'll send you a link, or I'll put a link in the description for you. He's wonderful in terms of the pens that he sells, but also his ability to repair pens. And look at that, I've got a Schaefer cartridge. I used most of that last week when I was sitting in the library and writing up notes on a manuscript, so I could put the ink barrel from here, the bladder from here, and put it into this pen. But that's my Schaefer. And then another one, which I've always used other brand inks on. This is a pen that's called a Noblesse. It's by, you'll recognise the phrase, it's by Mont Blanc. Well, I say the phrase, but I mean the logo. You'll recognise the logo, which is the idea of a snow-capped mountain peak. It's on the top of the barrel, but it's also on the base of the barrel. It's very nice. It's a 1970s pen, very against their traditional style of broad, chubby pens, a bit like this one. But it's a beautiful pen, and I'm very pleased to have it. That's my Mont Blanc Noblesse. Again, like the Schaefer, I managed to acquire this one from a pawnbroker's at home in Mexico City. Let's see what we've got in the box. This is going to be so wonderful because I've never bought from cultpens before, and I was really not nervous, but their range of products is superb. So let's see what they've sent me. Okay, it looks like I've got a very nice bookmark, cultpens. Isn't that beautiful, with the snow falling over a mountain peak? Details of their advent calendar, very clever. I've got a nice little metallic paper clip with a smiley face. If you look at that there, I like that. That's really kind and generous of them. And I've also got details of some of their benefits program and the packages of what's available. Cultpens, some nice little product representation or promotion. So I've got some stacking ink bottles. What have I got? Number 8, Endless Alchemy Shimmer Inks, a Sailor 1911 Hoshizora fountain pen, and a lot of other beautiful things. But you and I, we know the problem. We are addicts, and so these things we will often not fall foul of, but we will be keen to buy various different things. So what have I got in this box? Let's have a look at what else is in here. Oh, look at that. A nice little treat, a little packet of Swizzles Love Hearts. We used to have these as kids. On the way to school, we'd buy them at Mr. Parsons' newsagent shop. What do these say? Love you, all mine, for you, and be kind. What a nice little gift. Cultpens, big thumbs up to you. Thank you very much. Right, in this bubble wrap, what have I got here? Let's have a look. I'm going to use the knife on this because always cut away from yourself. I'm using that beautiful Victorinox that I told you about. I bought it in Sanborns in Mexico City, but you can get this all over the world. It's a very handy pen. I often take it to work and use it for apples or fruit, but also it's useful in the office just for opening the post every day. These are gorgeous. Look at these. This is a Pelikan 4001 Violet, and the same number, so it must be a product range, is the dark green. Let's have a look at these. These are very much for using in the pen that I received when my dad died, which is his beautiful Pelikan that he had for many, many years. I have such memories of him working at the office at home and signing documents and working through calculations using his fountain pens. So this is my first ever bottle of Pelikan ink, and it is a thing of significant beauty. Look at that. Pelikan 4001. It contains 30 millilitres or a fluid ounce of ink, and it has the Pelikan and the baby Pelikan. Look, you've got the adult Pelikan and the baby on the cap. I wonder if it has any other form of sealant. No, it doesn't. So straight into there. Look at that beautiful ink. That is absolutely radiant. I love that. And I'm going to be trying that this week using my dad's fountain pen. And that will feel very special. It already does. I feel quite tearful just even thinking about it. But that'll be nice. And that goes very happily next to my Parker Quink. But Pelikan 4001 Violet. What else have we got? The packaging is stunning. I love these swirls. It's like when you drop a pipette of ink into a clear glass of water and you watch the swirling of the ink as it moves through the water that you add it to. This one, dark green, Dunkelgrün in German. Pelikan, of course, being a German fountain pen company. My father also had several Diplomat pens, another German manufacturer. Again, look at this. Really nice green. That will be a pleasure to write with. So I'm going to close that up and put that again next to the Quink and next to the other bottle. I'm going to move these boxes away. I won't be keeping these. I should recycle these, even though they are so beautiful, but I will keep the bottles until I am done and then recycle those just like everything else. What else have we got in here? Let's take this beast out. Look at this. I know exactly what this is, and there's no hiding it because you can see what it says there. Mont Blanc Royal Blue. Again, let's cut this away because it's very well wrapped. I'm actually quite impressed by the way the wrapping has been done. Because what you want is for this to be protected as it travels to you in a standard package. Look at that. Royal Blue. Mont Blanc. This is a 60 milliliter bottle if I remember. Oh look, I've got to cut that sticker to open it. So we've cut that. Oh, that is such a beautiful thing. How do I open it? Right, I take this cardboard sleeve out and then I have a lid over the bottle cap. Oh, that is stunning. Look at that. That is actually a work of art. So that is a Mont Blanc Royal Blue 60 milliliters. What did I get on my Pelikans? My Pelikans were 30. So this is twice the size, 60 milliliters. I think hopefully because of the sunlight and because I'm using a light over the tripod, you can get a sense of the blue that's in there. But look how beautiful that is, and look at that as a magnification of the barrel cap for my beautiful noblesse. Very good, firm closure. Oh, and look at that colour. Royal blue. That is really beautiful to see. I hope you can capture this with the light that I'm using to record the video. But I'm very much looking forward to using that and to seeing these inks that are purpose made for my particular fountain pens and using those. One thing I'm going to open before I carry on with the box, because I've got a few things still in here. This is a jiffy bag I received a few days ago, but I didn't open it. I ended up using it in a slightly foolish way as my notes for a video about the idea of chance or destiny or good fortune generally. And I ordered these from another supplier. from Dr. Pen. Dr. Pen, by the way, if I can promote them for you, I will. From Dr. Pen, it sells a range of products, and I've got him as an eBay address at fairhurstproducts.co.uk. But I wanted to buy these. These are Pilot GTEC C4s. I have a couple of very fine Pilot pens that I use for a little bit of drawing or etching, really, when I'm looking at architectural buildings, and I will sketch those in my journal. But I thought I must try these. The ones I've got already are in a black, but these are in a lovely violet colour, a purple, and not an aquamarine blue, but a very light blue. For example, it's lighter than my Smythson of Bond Street box, which I get I'll show you these little comp slips. These are beautiful. They have the image of a plane at the top there, like kind of Concorde shape embossed, and then they have a very beautiful silver edge to the notelets. But this blue is a particular blue. It matches a little bit better to my... Let's have a look. Northern Monk is a beer that's local to us. And again, it's that same sort of blue. That Northern Monk, the beer, is a lighter shade. If I take one of my commonplace books... Actually, that's a fairly good match. It's lighter, but that works really well. And then another match that I can see across my desk is this one. This is one of my little A6 moleskins. It's a bit grubby now because it's had a lot of use over the last 6 months. But again, it's that sort of lovely blue, and that will go really well. But yeah, I just wanted to share those with you because these are very beautiful pens, and they're so fine. They have a 0.04 nib to the end. Let me show you how fine they are. But they actually write with a 0.2 or 0.2 line that you can draw with them. So they're very beautiful for drawing, for sketching. And also for those of us who have small handwriting, that works really well. Let's go back to the cultpens goodie box and see what I've got. Right. I can't remember these. Oh, yes, I can now. Right, let's get the knife. Again, what we said, cutting away. Thank you, Victorinox. And thank you, Sanborns in Mexico City. Right, these are some little bottles of ink that I purchased. And these are cultpens' own pens. Wistful watermelon and a jug of sangria. Sangria being a fruit drink that's very popular in the south of Spain on the hot days, but also it's fairly popular in Mexico as a drink that you will enjoy on a hot day. These are very beautiful. These are plastic bottles. These are glass. Again, this is very much a strong glass bottle from Mont Blanc. But let's have a look at these. Right, these are against a black background, so you can't see them. But maybe you can see if I hold that. I'm going to put the lid on before I twist it. But I think you probably can see the general theme of that. So it's a blood orange or a red orange colour for that ink. And this one again from cultpens, made for them by Diamine, a very famous UK ink company. But this is watermelon, wistful watermelon. So I can see in that some really gorgeous colours if I just twist that and hold that to the light around you or around the camera as you look at it. In fact, I can do the same now that I've worked out that works really well with the jug of sangria. Yes, you can see how much darker that is. And I would call that blood red or blood orange. And I'm very much looking forward to using that. I know for certain I'm going to be using that tonight on this Schaefer pen, because this looks really good for a letter I'm going to be writing this evening. So that's good. And then I have one final item to take out of the box. Oh, I'm not sure what's happening here. It feels like there's something extra. This I think I can rip. Yes, I can. I remember what's in here. I brought myself 2 Staedtler pencil sharpeners. I never seem to have one at home, but those are beautiful. The blade can be removed or replaced. You can see there's a Phillips head screw fitting to that. So these are good. They're quite strong. I'm looking forward to using those, and I'll use those with some of the pencils that I have and which need sharpening. In here, there is obviously a few other things, and I think, yes, there are two different sets of things here. To stay with my theme of regularly using fountain pens, look at this one. This is Pelikan, Ink of the Year Garnet. If I can open that, let's see what we have in here. This is beautifully packaged. Look at this, Pelikan Edelstein Garnet ink. You can see that I've gone down this theme of getting some very colourful reddish or red tinted inks. So this one, Garnet, is in that exact same theme. And isn't it beautiful? Almost like a mint pouch, or what we would have in the old days regarded as tobacco pouches. Ink of the Year Garnet by Pelikan. So a little nod to my dad. And the beauty of working with his fountain pen so many years after he left it to me. And then, different theme, but still with the Diamine. Remember that Diamine are the company that bottle these individual inks for cult pens. This is a box of Diamine Deep Dark Brown. Let's have a look. I think these are standard international cartridge size. There's quite a lot in here. Look at that beautiful illustration. Fountain pen inks by Diamine, made in the UK. Yeah, so this has got 18 cartridges, a really good value pack, and that's why I wanted it. But the idea that I could have a deep dark brown, can we see any of that? I hope we can. That I could have a deep dark brown ink ready to go. I could put it, for example, straight into my Kaweco, or I could add it to several of my other fountain pens. But that's what I bought. That's something I'm really pleased about. It was a great package. It was easy to purchase, and I've ended up getting ink that will suit every single fountain pen in this particular collection and will very happily serve me as I look to try different inks. I'm excited about the idea that I'm going to be using different colours. Traditionally, I've always used black or blue-black, but these, I mean, that royal blue from Mont Blanc, I've always used a black ink with, where is my noblesse pen? It's the smallest one, so it should be easy to spot on the table. There it is. I've always used a black ink with this, and it seems quite brutalist. So the idea of a royal blue, I think, will give more life to this, because this is such a strong black to the actual cap and then to the sheath which holds the nib. I think seeing a blue ink come out of that, a royal blue ink, will be very special. That's my collection. That's what I've purchased today. Look at these. All these inks. Violet, dark green, wistful watermelon, a jug of sangria, deep dark brown, and from a different supplier, getting those from Dr. Pen by eBay, some beautiful fine point writing pens that I can use not just for writing in my journal or my commonplace books, but which I can also use to do some drawing. That's what I've purchased today. I'm really pleased with these. And look, this no longer fits. So I'm going to have to find somewhere else to store these beautiful inks and think about how I can protect them in a nice environment and create something that's very special. I hope you've enjoyed that. We're nearly at the end of October. Next month is all about new writing output, and I know a lot of my writing I will be doing by hand, because I find that when I write by hand, when I have a beautiful pen, for example, like this Schaefer, I can grab a notebook or a journal where I'm capturing my ideas, and I'm able to write very quickly, very intuitively, and I'm not self-editing. I do my editing afterwards. But I think these inks are going to help me. Those are my little treats to myself. Nothing fancy, a few pounds worth of inks, but very practical, very beautiful as well, and something I can use as we move into the next month and we start working on our current manuscripts. Wherever you are, enjoy your stationery shopping, of course, but happy writing.